Sabrina here with another tutorial, and I'm going to show you how to make a little small football. What we're going to be needing is 2 colors yarns. You don't need that much. As you can see, these are tiny little scrap yarns. I'm using brown and white and a 4.5mm hook, a crochet tapestry needle, and scissors. Sorry, I was going to say a crochet hook. No, we're going to use a 4.5mm hook. And this project is very, very simple. What we're going to need to do is make a slip knot. And you need to chain up 3. Chain up 3. 1, 2, and 3. Our first chain that we did, which is the very, very end of this, we're going to half double crochet 2 times into that end. So wrap your yarn around, go in, pull through 3, wrap the yarn around, go into that stitch, and pull through all 3. Now we're going to turn our work around. We're going to put our yarn behind us at all time. Make sure the yarn is always behind you. And what we're going to do is going to put 2 half double crochets in each stitch. So go into this stitch right here and put 1 half double crochet. Go back in that same stitch again and stagger your stitches. There's going to be a line there. You want to go past that line and put another half double crochet. Do the same thing to the other stitch. Put 2 half double crochets, 1 and 2. Turn your work around. Put your yarn behind your work. And we're going to put 2 half double crochets in the first stitch. So go in the first stitch, put 1 half double crochet, put in half double crochet again in the same stitch. Then the next 2 stitches, just put 1 half double crochet. So the next one, 1 half double crochet. The next one is 1 half double crochet. And the very last, you want to put 2 half double crochets. Now the last one is very hard to get to, but get into it. It's like right at the very end. And put 2 half double crochets. Turn your work around. Make sure your loose string is in the back at all times. Now what we're going to do is going to put a half double crochet all the way across. So go in your first stitch, put a half double crochet, the next stitch, half double crochet, next stitch, half double crochet, all the way to the end. And the very, very end, which is always hard to get, but get in there. Turn your work around, and we're going to do the same thing again by putting a half double crochet in every stitch. Always make sure your yarn is behind you when you turn your work. Oops, let me do that again. Came all straggling. There you go. Half double crochet in every stitch. Turn your work around. Put your loose string in the back of your work. Half double crochet all the way across. Now we're going to turn our work around, put your yarn behind you. We're going to skip the first stitch, move to the second, half double crochet. Then we're going to half double crochet in the next 2 stitches, 1 and 2, the next stitch over. And then we're going to half double, skip 1, and at the very, very end you want to put a half double crochet. Turn your work around, put your yarn behind you. We're going to skip the first stitch, move along to the second, half double crochet, We're going to half double crochet the next. Then we're going to skip the next stitch, and at the very end you want to put a half double crochet. Turn your work around, put your yarn behind you, we're going to skip the first stitch, half double crochet the next, and then we're going to half double crochet the last one. Then you're going to turn your work around, make sure your yarn is behind you, and then half double crochet in the very last. Skip one and move to the last one. Now we're going to fasten off. Oh, not fasten off yet. Sorry. What we're going to do is we're going to chain up one. We're going to single crochet all the way around, making a border. When we get to the ends, we're going to put 3 single crochets in every end. So this is not the very end, so we're going to work around the side, putting a single crochet pretty much in every row. It's kind of hard to see, but work your way around. If you look like it's too loose, come back around and make sure you get the very end. Because it's not hard to see. It's actually hard to see, but you want to single crochet all the way around, and at the very corners of each one you want to put 3. So I'm working my way all the way over to get to the other side, which I'm very at the end now. I'm going to put 3 single crochets into that corner. 1, 2, I'm going to tighten up my yarn a little, my loose straggler, and 3. Now I'm going to work on the other opposite side and single crochet across. Getting to the end here, and you want to put 3 single crochets at the end. 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to cut this loose straggler. It's really long and I've been sewing it in. There we go. Slip stitch in your next single crochet and fasten off. Then you want to sew that end in. And as you can see, we have a football. Now what we need to do is thread in our loose end. And I'm going to get some white yarn and thread it onto my needle. And remember the part that we did half double crochets, and we did it 3 rows of nothing but half double crochets in each stitch? From here to here is pretty much when we started doing that. We're going to put a line straight in there. So you want to work from one side, whichever side you're going to do your football in. You can do it this way or this way. I think I prefer this way. So I'm going to work my way through this side. Bring my yarn through. And come along to the other side, making sure this is pretty much even. Right in the center. Now what I want to do is pull that yarn a little bit through. And you're just going to do lines in between, just like a football, and you just want to go one side to the other, come in through the other side, and I'm crisscrossing this in the back, and this is my last one. And here's your little football. Cut your loose end. I'm going to take that off the white, and I'm just going to tie these two together. Cut my loose end. Now, the lines that go across here. Thread your needle. Get your football. Start from one end, not the very end, but somewhat of it. Come in and go across the other side. And I'm going to do that 3 times. So that's 1, 2. Actually, that doesn't look right. I'm going to do that over again. You gotta play with the yarn. Sometimes we make mistakes. I'm going to get somewhat of the end now, because that did not look right. I'm going to go in the single crochets now that we did all the way around. Hopefully that makes it better. Yes, it is. I'm going to go in there one more time. Beautiful. One more time. I don't want to pull it that tight. I'm going to sew these, tie these ends in, and I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Thread some more yarn on my needle. And now I'm going to work on the other side. And 3. I'm done with this one. I'm going to thread my, tie the back of it, not too tight, just make a knot so it doesn't unravel later, and cut your loose ends. Our football is done. Hope yours came out the same way as mine. Well, a little bit better. My sewing's not as perfect, but if you take your time, you can do the sewing, the white part, much better. But there's your little football. So touch down. You go. You can sew this onto a hat, you can sew it onto a blanket, anything. It's very cute and adorable. So I hope you